There are 5 things that you will undoubtedly regret at the end of retirement, and if you're not careful, you're more than likely to fall victim to these mistakes. So in today's video, we're going to go through what experts have found are the 5 biggest regrets at the end of retirement, and then I'm going to teach you an incredibly powerful yet simple mental framework that some of the smartest people in the world use to help them avoid making mistakes in their own lives. A framework that you can use in your own life to avoid these regrets. Hey there, it's Alex, partner and financial advisor here at One Degree Advisors, and I'm here to help you gain confidence in your retirement. So before we discuss the 5 biggest regrets at the end of retirement, it's critical to understand a powerful yet simple mental framework to avoid mistakes and regrets. And the principle is called inversion. You see, it's not enough to think about difficult problems one way. You need to think about problems forward and backward. For example, rather than thinking about what you would do, you think about what you wouldn't do. So while I go through the 5 biggest regrets at the end of retirement, keep this framework in mind. Now, these regrets have been well documented by a woman who worked in palliative care. These are the 5 things she heard the most from folks at the end of their life. And if you don't know, palliative care is a type of medical caregiving focused on optimizing quality of life and minimizing suffering from folks who most often have terminal illnesses. So unless you think you're magically different than the collective of humanity and our struggles, desires, and tendencies, then I can guarantee these will be regrets for you as well, if not addressed. Now, the first regret is not choosing happiness. This is surprisingly common. Some folks don't realize happiness is a choice until the end of their life. They stayed stuck in old habits, fearing change, pretending they were content, but deep down they craved laughter and silliness. The lesson here is don't wait until you're kicking the bucket to let go and smile. What others think about you on your deathbed is the last thing on your mind. You need to be happy long before that. Now, the second biggest regret is forgetting old friends. Now, this one hit for me, and I'm sure it will for you too. People often didn't appreciate their old pals until they were on their deathbed. They'd get caught up in life and let golden friendships slip away and then realize too late what they were missing. When death's knocking, it's not about money or status. In the end, all that matters truly is love and relationships. Now, the third biggest regret is keeping feelings all bottled up, right? Lots of people swallowed their feelings to keep peace, but this is a huge mistake. This left people with a mediocre life, far from what they were capable of. And get this, some even got sick from all of the bitterness and resentment they carried. You see, you can't control how others react, but being real with yourself and others takes relationships to a whole new level. Or at least it cuts out the toxic ones and it cuts them loose, which can be a win-win. All right, the fourth biggest regret is working too darn hard. And nearly everyone had this regret, especially men. Right? They missed out on their kids growing up and their partner's company. The ladies felt it too, especially those from an older generation. And the guys deeply wish they hadn't spent their lives stuck on the work treadmill. So what's the solution? Simplify your life. Make conscious choices and realize you may not need as much cash as you think. More freedom equals more happiness and better opportunities. Hey everyone, I do want to let you know that my firm is taking on clients this year. And as you may know, we specialize in working with people in retirement or planning to retire soon who have saved $1 million or more and they want to save on taxes in retirement. Now, right now we are offering a free retirement analysis. So if you're on the hunt for a financial planner and you think we have the right expertise to help, click the link in the description below. And on that page, you can schedule a call directly with my firm. Okay, let's get back to the video. Okay, the fifth and absolute biggest regret is not living true to yourself. Now, this is the most common regret, hands down. When people look back on their lives and see all the dreams they left in the dust, it hits really hard. Most hadn't even given half their dreams a shot. And the worst part is they had to kick the bucket knowing it was because of the choices that they made or didn't make. The lesson here is don't wait until you're on your deathbed to chase those dreams, right? Health gives you freedom, and once it's gone, it's too late. Now, remember at the beginning of the video, I told you about that incredibly powerful yet simple mental framework to avoid regrets. So I want you to take all these regrets and simply ask yourself, what would I do to make sure I do not live true to myself? What would I do to make sure I neglect my personal relationships? This is the inversion principle. And the reason this makes things so much more simple is because there are a million things that you can do, but usually there are only a handful of things you shouldn't do. For example, the second biggest regret is forgetting old friends. So instead of thinking about all the things you could do, think about what you would do to forget your friends. Maybe you would never call them. Maybe you would never send them a text or wish them a happy birthday. Maybe you would never be there when they needed you. Now, the beautiful thing is you don't have a million things to do. You simply do the inversion of the things you listed, and that will ensure you don't fall victim to these regrets. Now, that fourth biggest regret was working too darn hard, and most people work way longer than they should. Knowing about these regrets doesn't matter if you don't understand your financial picture and when you can retire. That's why we made a video on 3 compelling reasons you should retire ASAP. You can watch that right here. Once again, this is Alex Okagawa, partner and financial advisor here at One Degree Advisors. And if you're interested in learning how we help our clients gain confidence in their retirement, visit our website at onedegreeadvisors.com.